Today, we discuss the physical and behavioral symptoms of health anxiety with a massive bonus at the end of this video. Let's go. Warriors, welcome to another important video on my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and joining me, my friends. And if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs that will take you from suffering to healing, head on over here. Friends, in this video, we are going to discuss health anxiety in terms of the symptoms and the behaviors. Because if you're currently going through health anxiety, you understand what the bodily symptoms are like, but it's also important to understand some of the behaviors that are happening unconsciously that are perpetuating the health anxiety and the overall anxiety itself. So we're going to dive deep into these 10 points today, my friends. And honestly, at the end of this video, I'm going to share something very, very important that you need to start doing today to heal the health anxiety for good. Let's get into number one. Number one is overpeeing. Overpeeing, my friends. And I know it sounds funny, and I know that I'm grimacing a little bit here, but honestly, overpeeing can really keep you from living a life that is smooth and at ease, and it really gets in the way of a lot of social interactions, right? It could be at work, it could be in the movie theater, it could be at dinner, whatever it is. So it really gets in the way and has everything to do with being a health anxiety symptom and behavior. Now, we're going to talk about the emotional root causes of these symptoms and behaviors. And when it comes to overpeeing, guess what? This has everything to do with nervousness about what you will encounter. Nervousness about what you will encounter, right? I mean, does that speak to you? Comment below if in fact it does. And I believe at a survival level, the overpeeing is there to get us out of a situation that the subconscious mind believes is some kind of a threat, right? So very, very intelligent system that we're working here with the subconscious mind body, my friends. Number two is hyper-focusing on a particular body part. Have you been here where you're hyper-focusing on one part of your body and then forgetting about and neglecting all the other parts of your body and the organ system and all the other systems that are working perfectly, right? Why do we do this? Because it's about not wanting things to get out of hand. We hyper focus on a particular body part and we say, oh my God, the more I hyper focus on this body part, the less chance of something going wrong. Therefore, we start to connect worry to some kind of a safety mechanism. Worry becomes the very thing that keeps us from the physical illness, from the disease, from things getting worse in terms of our physical health, right? So as you can see, this is the life of a health anxiety sufferer until they start to heal. Number three, nail biting. Nail biting, my friends. I've been here many years ago, and I know that many of you out there are nail biters. If in fact you are, comment below. Why does this happen? Because of nervousness around your future health, right? Often when I work with people through my programs and they tell me about nail biting, I notice that their nail biting is this reaction, right, to them going inside, right? And they're hyper vigilant. There's a lot of tension being built up in the muscles, and next thing you know, this amount of tension can lead to different symptoms such as twitching, such as trembling, right? Such as air hunger, for example. These are very, very common health anxiety symptoms, right? So we have to understand that nail biting has everything to do with nervousness around your future health, right? When we get to a place where we can really trust in our optimal health and trust in this idea that we can be aware of a symptom, but we don't have to give it our full attention, Isn't that powerful, my friends? Awareness over full attention. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about, right? When we can get to this place, we're going, all right, there's a symptom, right? But overall, right, I know what my physical health is like now, and I'm not going to allow this symptom or an intrusive thought or information coming from the outside to dictate what I think about my physical health. One person's story has nothing to do with your story. Understand that. Number 4, health anxiety, symptom or behavior. I mean, this is so common, right? Heart palpitation and pinches, right? When I talk to people, and I'm sure I'm going to get this in the comments, is, Dennis, what about pinches, right? I get these heart pinches and stuff. Well, you know, there's a lot of people out there that get heart palpitations and pinches, but they don't pay it any attention because they know in their heart that this is a fleeting occurrence, right? People that are mentally and emotionally stable, right, understand that symptoms are normal. But the problem with health anxiety is we associate every single thing that the body does to being some kind of a potential catastrophic situation. Therefore, we have to get it checked. Therefore, we have to go on Google. Therefore, we have to talk to someone. We have to take some kind of action. Well, guess what? The people that understand that these are just sensations and symptoms don't take any action. And there lies with complete trust and faith, there lies the answer, right? But when it comes to heart palpitations and pinches, what are they connected to? They're connected to pressure and overwhelm. There's a lot of pressure being built up, overwhelm. And I want you to look at your life and go, you know, I'm experiencing these heart palpitations and pinches, and these examples or these understandings around the symptoms really make sense to me. That's what I want you to do today, right? I don't want you to go, oh, there's the symptom, oh, there's the occurrence, and I'll just leave it aside. No, get your journal out. Start writing things down, my friends, right? You have to take these ideas and these reasons, these emotional reasons behind your physical symptoms, and attack them. You have to attack them, my friends, right? You can't just passively look to mentally understand something, right? You have to go, oh, wow, I really am overwhelmed with the kids. I really am overwhelmed at work. I really am overwhelmed, and I'm taking on too much from other people. This really does make sense, and here's where I'm going to start cutting all of this aside and starting over again. This is what we have to do, right? Because when you make these improvements, right, the symptoms start to disappear, right? And that's what we want. Number 6, common, lump in the throat. When we're talking about lump in the throat, this video right here will give you a very detailed explanation of the lump in the throat health anxiety symptom, but it has everything to do with the inability to express, right? And that doesn't mean that you can't express presently. Like, let me explain. If you get this throat feeling or this tightness in the throat feeling, or there's a golf ball stuck in your throat kind of feeling, or a restrictiveness, right? You have to understand that that could have everything to do with not speaking up to somebody in the past, right? Because your system is always trying to make connections. What does the present environment, how does the present environment connect to something in the past, right? And so you run into Tom, right? And Tom has the same haircut as your father did, right? And your father was very, he created a dictatorship in his house. He said, my way or the highway, and son or daughter, you don't get a say, right? And all of a sudden you're looking at Tom, and the subconscious mind goes, oh my God, this has everything to do with the father 30, 40 years ago. We have to sound the alarm, right? And so the alarm has everything to do with the lump in the throat feeling. And then you feel like you can't really express yourself, and you're very, very shy and quiet around Tom. Well, it has everything to do with the inability to speak up to your dad. And that is transferring over to Tom in present day. So we have to understand how the past connects to the present. Just because the past is over doesn't mean it's over in terms of your memory, in terms of where it's stored in your body, my friends. Memory stores in specific parts of the body. This is what we have to understand. Number 7, can you relate? Comment below. Tension headaches. There are those tension headaches. What are they connected to? Worry and over-reliance on mentally trying to figure everything out, right? When I work with people through my programs, they come to me and say, Dennis, I got this headache. First thing I ask them is, do you trust? Right? Do you ever trust your intuition? Do you ever connect to your higher self? No, not really. I don't believe in those things. Well, guess what? You're trying to figure out everything at a mental level, and it's draining you, it's overwhelming you, and guess what? When you try to figure everything out at a mental level, not only are you getting these restrictive headaches, but you're creating more questions that can't be answered, right? Next thing you know, you feel like you're this philosopher, when in fact you're getting no answers to your questions, and all you're getting are more questions. So if you're going through headaches, these tension headaches, understand that you just too much mental activity, and you need to start taking the approach of ready, fire, aim, rather than ready, aim, never fire, right? That sort of thing. You go to the restaurant, for example, you're looking at the menu and you've got 15 different choices and you can't make a choice. These headaches are going to show up, right? So let's make the connection and let's start working on this, my friends. Number 8. What's interesting is this, that more people recently have been coming to me with number 8, which is interesting, right? Number 8 is muscle trembling and twitching. Muscle trembling and twitching, right? Has everything to do with a fear of being seen, right? These are the sorts of people that when they walk past a window in a shop, they'll look at the window just to make sure their entire outfit is working for them, right? To see if they look funny, if people are going to judge them. So when it comes to muscle trembling and twitching, these are the types of people that are quite uncomfortable putting themselves out in the public, right? What do I look like? What do I sound like? What am I thinking like? Do I look funny? Why is that person staring at me, right? Am I driving the right car? Am I really connecting with the community here? So they're always trying to be perfect in the eyes of other people, okay? So you have to understand that your ability to let go of this and say, you know what I am, and this is who I am, this is the way I dress, this is what I like, and stop looking in the window every single time you pass it, will release yourself of these symptoms, because you're no longer looking at yourself from the outside, right? When you stop looking at yourself from the outside, the trembling stops because you're no longer overly nervous, number 1, and the twitching will end, okay? Number 9, wobbly or stiff legs. Wobbly or stiff legs. And look at this connection, right? This is so interesting. The instability around life, you just don't feel grounded, right? You don't feel stable where you are. You're not stable in your city, right? You don't like your city. You don't like the people in it. You're always complaining, either to other people or to yourself. But you don't feel grounded. Even when you go for a walk by yourself, you're questioning things. There's a feeling of it's just not enough and I don't feel comfortable where I am. The moment you start to look at the positives of where you are, the people within it, and the things that you get to do throughout the day, the wobbly legs and the stiff legs start to dissipate and disappear. These health anxiety symptoms all start to disappear when we take care of the root emotional causes, my friends. And number 10, before we get into the massive bonus for today in terms of health anxiety symptoms, number 10, fatigue and exhaustion. right? How many times do we hear fatigue and exhaustion coming from a health anxiety sufferer? That has everything to do with being run down from fighting and doership. I have to do, right? I have to fight for everything that I believe in, and this is draining you, right? Also, there's a prevention from stepping outside your comfort zone, okay? So you want to take these into consideration, my friends, and here's the bonus, okay? In terms of the bonus, you need to understand that this is what you have to start doing for your health anxiety today. And it's so powerful that you will start to feel the benefits of it right away. Here it is, okay? The moment you feel like the subconscious part of you is speaking to you through your symptoms or intrusive thoughts, you want to speak back verbally, right? So the chest starts to tighten, and then out loud you're going, guess what, right? I'm releasing the overwhelm now. I'm working on this now. Therefore, I don't need to get caught up in this chest pain or this discomfort, inner child, subconscious mind, shadow, coup, whatever you want to call that part of you, right? So the bonus is this: speak up verbally to your symptoms. Speak up verbally to your intrusive thoughts. Speak up verbally to your inner child. Not mentally, verbally out loud. Okay, so every time you get the symptom, speak up to it. Tell it what's true today, and you no longer are going to feed into the information that it's feeding you from yesterday. Yesterday is gone. There's no more fear, and there's no reason for irrational fear. This is the truth. You're moving from being a health anxiety sufferer to a true health anxiety warrior. And you have to go through this chapter now, my friends. But here's what's most important from this video. I want you to comment below and tell me about your symptoms, or maybe I missed a couple, okay? Tell me about your symptoms. Tell me about what you think the root emotional cause is to that symptom based on this video, my friends. As well, if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs that will take you from suffering to healing, make sure to visit theanxietyguy.com today. Remember that you are more than anxiety, and I'll see you in the next video. Comment below. Let's connect. Bye-bye.